They say that only the good die young. But what if I told you there was a man who managed to die not once but 3 times? And not only did he manage to die multiple times, he also managed to terrorize one of the largest empires in the world in the process. And it all happened before he even turned 50. You're probably thinking this man must have been some kind of wizard or sorcerer, right? Well, you'd be wrong. This man was all too real, and his name was Vlad the Impaler. Now, you might be asking yourself, who is that? And that's the problem, because despite the fact that this man single-handedly destabilized an empire, today hardly anyone remembers his name. Vlad the Impaler was born in 1431 in the region of Wallachia, which today is part of Romania. His father was the ruler of Wallachia, and when he died, Vlad the Impaler's older brother assumed the throne, with Vlad taking the title Prince of the Court. Despite coming from royalty, Vlad was not your typical pampered prince. He lived among peasants, hunting, fishing, and riding horses. He became an expert horseman and warrior, skills which would later help him become famous throughout the land. But for now, it was time for Vlad to go to school. Between 1442 and 1448, Vlad traveled to the Hungarian kingdom to learn the art of governance from some of the best minds in Europe. It was here that he earned the nickname Vlad the Impaler. No one is 100% sure why he got this nickname, but it was likely due to his habit of impaling enemies, a method of killing which was common at the time but which Vlad seemed to particularly enjoy. When Vlad returned home, he became involved in a nasty dispute between his brother and their mother. Apparently, their mother wasn't getting enough honey and started accusing her son of stealing it. So Vlad decided to frame their brother, planting evidence that he had betrayed the kingdom to the Ottomans. Their brother was arrested and executed, and Vlad's mother and younger brother were made rulers of Wallachia. But this didn't last long. See, Vlad was ambitious and wanted more power than his little brother. So he rebelled, imprisoned his own mother, and took the throne for himself. Now, usually at this point, a ruler would consolidate their power, maybe go to war with a neighboring kingdom or two, mint some coins, and generally do the usual king stuff. But Vlad had other plans. Shortly after taking the throne, Vlad began preparing for a crusade against the Ottoman Empire, the biggest and baddest empire in the known world at the time. With over 100,000 soldiers at his command, Vlad led his army into battle against the Turks. To say that they were no match for the Ottomans would be a horrific understatement. Within a few short years, Vlad managed to lose all 3 of his battles with the Ottomans and was forced to flee for his life. And this is where things get weird. After losing the war, Vlad went to Hungary and offered his services to the king. He essentially became a mercenary, fighting alongside the Hungarian army against the Ottomans. And to everyone's surprise, he actually did pretty well. In fact, he became so popular that the Hungarians elected him as Prince of Transylvania in 1456. But once again, Vlad's luck ran out. A rival noble named John Zapolya took the throne from him and threw Vlad in prison. After hearing that his old nemesis, the Ottoman Sultan, had died, Vlad saw his chance at redemption. He allied himself with the new Sultan and launched an invasion into Hungary. Unfortunately for Vlad, the campaign was not as successful as he had hoped, and during the siege of Belgrade, Vlad was captured by the Hungarians. He was thrown into prison, where he was forced to watch as his men slowly lost the battle. Once it was clear that his army had been defeated, Vlad surrendered. And as a condition of his surrender, he agreed to give up his claim to the throne of Transylvania in exchange for his freedom. With that, Vlad the Impaler was officially done with military life. He spent his remaining days running a casino and brothel, both of which were apparently quite successful. And then in 1476, at the age of just 45 years old, Vlad the Impaler died, most likely of tuberculosis. Today, very few people remember Vlad the Impaler, but he deserves to be remembered not only as one of the greatest party starters of all time, but also as one of history's most unlucky rulers. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.